You are listening to a clip from the Righteous Tongues podcast, where we speak fluent hip-hop, hosted by FDT, the BX Boy and D.Bail. For more, please visit grussellmedia.com.
We're going to get off on some good news. You know what I'm saying? I like to start the podcast on a good note. You know what I'm saying? Because we all about positivity and good energy.
No doubt.
But, late last night, we saw that Drake and Meek Mill officially squashed the beef, shook hands, gave each other hugs, smiled. You know,
big smiles.
What's this mean for the hip hop community?
Wow. Well, go ahead, D.Bail.
All right. You know, I think it's great for the hip hop community, you know what I'm saying, as a whole, because you know, Meek Mill and Drake are two of the most beloved MCs, and unfortunately, like when you have beef between two giants like that, you know, people tend to pick sides, you know what I'm saying? And I think the both of them you know, individually have made some of the better music that's kind of like on opposite ends of the spectrum, you know, from the street music to the pop music. You know, I think they both had both ends covered. I can't help but to feel a little bit sorry for the homeboy Quentin Miller, though, man. I feel like he caught the raw end of like the whole deal, man, because, you know, he's the only one that physically suffered as a result of this beef. You know, it was a war of words between Drake and Meek, but you know, Quentin Miller, he got hands put on him by the Dream Chasers, man, allegedly. So, you know, I just think that, you know, hip hop as a whole, you know, Drake will never really be held accountable, man, you know, in terms of him not writing his own bars, if that's what we really looking at, you know what I'm saying? So good for hip hop, no doubt about it. Good for black men, piecing it up, always a peaceful thing. But I feel like the dude that really took the L, you know, unfortunately, was the guy who was kind of in the middle of both of these situations, Quentin Miller, the alleged ghostwriter, who Meek exposed to the world, you know what I'm saying, through his debacle with Drake. So, you know, a little bit of mixed feelings because, of course, I like the lyrical warfare, but really, what else was left to be had with this beef? You know what I'm saying? Like, they both responded. Drake, you know, I want to say, you know, he pretty much won the beef. You know what I'm saying? Meek Mill still, I feel like got most of, if not all, his respect back as an artist, as a human being due to his legal troubles. You know, even, you know, the Drake fans that previously had shitted on him kind of, you know, went back, and, you know, Meek is kind of like a beloved hip hop figure once again. So I think it's a win for both of them, and obviously we'll see what happens next, man.
Question for BX Boy. Got it is, you know, squash Drake and Meek beef. Do you think they'll be able to collaborate in the future together?
I don't see a reason why they can't. I mean, and let me just say for the record, I mean, I'm also glad that they squashed the beef, and I think it was dead, you know, it's been dead for a while, you know, after, you know, Meek dealing with real issues, in my opinion. I think you saw what his bigger battle was, his future and dealing with the criminal justice system and all that entails. So the Drake thing, that's like Z on the list. That's not even something that's really raised. So, you know, but
I want to add to that too, not to cut you off, but some of Meek Mill's biggest hit songs were songs where he collaborated with Drake.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Before, you know, all of that, you know, they really did make some good music together. So to answer the original question, I think they could definitely make some magic happen together again. There's no reason why not. And if you remember, when Meek was in the midst of his legal problems, I believe Drake shouted him out. So I kind of knew that the whole issues with them were kind of over. But to D.Bail's point, when the beef was hot, though, you know, Drake kind of mashed Homeboy. You know, he, you know, I mean, let's be real. He got stomped back to back. Pardon the pun. So, you know,
Twitter fingers, yeah.
You know, so I mean, he took some L's in that, but I think ultimately though, that stuff is in the past, and you really see what matters in life and what's minor, and I think they both just thought, you know what, that, and I get the Quentin Miller incident that D.Bail was referring to, but at the end of the day, if you're able to come through that without too much violence and everybody's able to get to a better space, and, you know, I think that's something to be celebrated. And I do think they'll be able to make good music. Yeah. So ultimately, I do think it's a win-win for hip-hop, and as D.Bail said, a win-win for black men. who, had problems, but were able to, piece it out. And we need more of that.
Yo, that was.
Just to throw my opinion in there. I just want to say, like I said, I agree it's a good idea that they squash the beef as well. Would you say something?
Nah, my fault. Go ahead, finish your statement, bro.
Oh, yeah, like I said, I'm happy to see these two brothers piece it up. Like I said, I have no doubt in my mind we will get fire music from them. It's just good to see. Like I said, it's too much shit going on in the black community. You know what I mean? To be beef and intention and shit like that. We got too much to worry about. You know what I mean? Yeah. But to segue, we got one rap beef, squash, moved on.
Wait, before you get to the next rap beef, can I ask you a question, FDT?
Sure, go ahead.
Regarding this Meek Mill and Drake situation, do you think that, because this is Drake inviting Meek to perform on his tour, do you think Drake was more in a position to extend an olive branch because Meek is no longer dating Nicki Minaj? Do you think if Meek was still dating Nicki Minaj, Drake would have extended this olive branch?
You know what? After Barbie Dreams, probably no. I'm saying maybe before then, probably might have had a problem with it. But after Barbie Dreams, I think he's like, nah, fuck Nicki.
That's true.
He might even be doing this shit on purpose just to shit on her. You know what I'm saying? That's funny as hell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And since we're talking about Nicki Minaj, like I say, we might as well get into this rap beef.
No doubt.
Nicki Minaj and Cardi B.
Wow.
Oh boy, what a doozy. Yeah.
Apparently, Cardi B, New York Fashion Week, decided she was going to pull up on the Queen, and she wanted all the smoke.
Yeah, I saw the videos. They had to took a nation of millions to hold her back. He's trying to put the man. And Nicki wanted none of that. She may rap tough and this and that, but, when the drama came that day, and maybe she was thinking more strategically, and Cardi was just going off the handle, but the way it didn't look good for Nicki at all. But yeah, that's just my quick.
And I can honestly say, this beef looks bad for hip hop.
Yeah,
100%.
It does.
Like
it really does. Absolutely.
It's just really Cardi, does. I get it. You know what I mean? But it's a time and a place, and it's just. That just wasn't the time and the place.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
No, you're absolutely right about that. And I was kind of mentioning this earlier. But, this just really makes black people look bad in places where it's already so hard to kind of get your foot in the door.
Because watching that video, it's like surreal. It almost feels like it's some WWE shit. It's like, is this really happening? Like is that what's really going on?
Yeah, and then it just justifies these people. This is why we don't invite these animals. It's just that's why I'm thinking that maybe it's not just Nicki being afraid. Maybe she's thinking more. I don't know. I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe it was a bit of both. She was afraid and she's thinking strategically. And Cardi, I guess she thought her child's name was invoked, and obviously any parent is
flew off the handles.
Protective, yeah, and they're gonna go for theirs. So, it's a bad situation.
It's a bad situation, and it's a beyond rap situation at this point. You know what I mean? Like, we got a lot of beefs that kind of just stay on wax, but there has never been an official Nicki Minaj dissing Cardi B song. There's been subs thrown from both, but obviously this is a little bit beyond the booth. You know what I mean? This is a more personal thing. Somebody's child, was mentioned, and there was some type of cosign allegedly from Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. I think she's just feeling attacked, a lot. I think she feels like, a lot of people are envious of her success. There's been comments about her not really being a real artist because, she has this ghostwriter writing these joints, and she's not an authentic hip hop star. So I think she's just feeling the pressure a lot. She's dating another high-profile hip-hop star that allegedly has been creeping around doing this thing. So I think old girl's just dealing with a lot of pressure right now, and she handles it like she always handled it. You know, like a BX, you know, chick standing up. You know what I mean? You know, hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's how you know. Yeah.
I think it looks bad, but I honestly, BX boy, I hate the notion of, you know, and you're right. You're right about how people say, oh, this is how black people act, and you know, this how these animals get down. But I hate the notion that it always takes two separate individuals that happen to be of African American descent or Latino descent, and somehow them beefing reflects on all of us. You know what I'm saying? Millions of African Americans.
Yeah.
Like, I hate that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I completely agree, but I mean it's
yeah.
Somebody shoots up a fucking, you know, mall or some shit where the first thing be like, was he white up? That's they people shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
but
but Freaky Ty, I think it's different though, because we don't really control the narrative. You know what I mean? So like,
that's
true too.
But we don't control that. I mean, what we say, I mean, it doesn't really get out there like that. But you best believe the way we act, it's gonna reflect, because they have the power to push that narrative to everybody.
1,000 times worse, yeah.
You know, like, but I mean, D.Bail is right though. I hate that it's that way, and that they have the power to do that, and that, you know, sometimes people, no matter what their background is, you know, sometimes we have problems, sometimes we have beef, sometimes we have disagreements, and they use that to kind of just paint everybody a certain way. Or I hate that, but it's just the nature of what we're dealing with now.
Yeah, nah, you're right.
I said, you know, just to see what the effects of that might be, you know, it'll be interesting to see, because I don't know if records are going to come out of this. They might, but like D.Bail was saying, I just think it's more personal.
Yeah,
it might be one of them things where it's on sight. If she sees her, she's seeing red and she's attacking.
Exactly.
No songs, no nothing. You know, I mean, you got a baby's involved.
Right.
You know, so it's one of them things, man.
Yeah, it's
kind of... What you think, Freaky Ty?
Yeah.
Like I said, I gave my statement, but yeah, it just doesn't look good. Hopefully, and the crazy thing about this whole on-site shit with these celebrities is, like, you guys are never going to fight one-on-one. It's always going to be security. Like, there's a photo out where Cardi B looks like she was elbowed by one of the security. She got a knot on her head.
Yeah,
people thought that Nicki hit her, and that was not the case at all.
My whole thing, I just hope this doesn't turn into some, you know, celebrity boxing match with pay-per-view down the line type of shit. You know what I mean? So,
I don't know about that.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
I don't know about that.
Not saying it would, but it could though.
It could.
Yeah, it could. But I mean, I think the way it is right now, I think it's best those two just stay clear. Because I mean, I could tell there was kind of a tension in the background. I didn't really know too much of what it was based on, but and Cardi had a lengthy Instagram post where she was talking about all these slights and sneak disses and things from Nicki that she kind of let slide, and I guess her co-signing, I guess something about her being a bad parent or not being able to take care of her child just did it. Strike three. Yeah, it did it, and you know, it just blew up. So. Yeah. You gonna say something, D.Bail?
No, I was gonna just say, like, it's hard to tell people, you know, what to be offended by. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has that threshold where it's like, you know, what you wouldn't put hands on somebody for, somebody else would. You know what I mean? And
yeah, you're right.
You know, so I mean, yeah, it looks bad. It is bad. But at the same time, you know, if Cardi B feels bullied, you know, that's just what it is. And it's one thing to not like somebody, and it's one thing to even talk shit about somebody, but it's another thing entirely to, like, try to take food out of somebody's mouth, which is what Nicki allegedly was doing to Cardi B, or what Cardi B alleges that Nicki was doing to her. Yeah. She's saying, yo, you know, I'm trying to get shows, and you're calling promoters and getting me blackballed. So if that is really what the narrative is, that's kind of a whole nother situation. So, you know, you think about it, like, every day you go to work, you know what I'm saying? If somebody, you know, lied on you, you know, and said something to you that would get you suspended or get your hours lessened or get your promotion, you know, nixed out of the way, like, you know, you might be feeling some type of way too, man.
It's gonna be different, yeah.
It depends.
Let me ask y'all a question, though, because you make an interesting point, D.Bail. do you really think Nicki has the power to really try to get Cardi blackballed? Because to me, I think Cardi is the bigger artist right now. I think she's probably the most popular artist, maybe in hip hop right now.
I think
do y'all really think that Nicki, who might be on I don't want to say decline, but I mean, let's be honest, it's just Cardi's show right now.
Let me pick up what you're putting down right now, because I get where you're going with that. At first, Cardi meant before like Bodak Yellow really popped. You know what I'm saying? When she was up and coming, I feel like Nicki might have blocked some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, I don't.
Yeah, it's like now. Yeah.
And
she can try.
Nicki on decline. She's her son is thinking right now. You know what I mean? And she looks like she's just grabbing for anything at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't forget the Travis Scott.
You know, she's coming to Travis Scott. She even threatened. She wanted to punch him in his face on the Ellen show. Like, she's looking real crazy right now, man. And not for nothing, like, people like Cardi B. It ain't even just about her music. They personally
like her personality. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Cardi B the type of person, like, when she goes to, you know, a radio interview or a TV show, like, you want to hear what she's going to say, because she don't mind spilling her shit. She lets you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate watching Nicki Minaj interviews, because they'll ask her something, she's like, she don't want to talk on it, or, you know, she goes, some little hints of secrets, like, Cardi B would just outright say it. You know what I mean? And people fuck with Cardi. You know what I mean? So
that's true. They do fuck
Nicki's sync is kind of, you know, declining. It's not over for her by far. She has
I don't want to imply that
she has the talent. She has the talent, but it's just looking bad for her right now. She's going through something right now.
Exactly. She was kind of, you know, out there a little bit, but I don't by no means. Not decline, but I mean it's clearly Cardi's show right now, and you know.
And one of my biggest issues with Nicki, and why I don't understand, is like, you know, when she even saw Cardi B starting to rise, why not reach out to her? Why not get on the track with her? You know what I mean? Something like, you know, she has her peers like Drake and Kanye, like they're not scared to get on songs with younger artists and do so. Like, look at Kanye West and Little Pump song that just came out, the video for that. Like, they're not scared to get on with younger artists that looked up to them and, you know, pick them up.
Well, to be fair, to be fair, you know, you're talking about men in hip hop. You know what I mean? I think Nicki Minaj is always addressed, as have other female artists have addressed, that they feel marginalized, as if there can only be one female at a time that's rapping. So I'm gonna be fair and just say that it's a totally different game for female rappers versus male rappers. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
Yeah, but D.Bail, we remember a time when it didn't used to be like that. I mean, we grew up in a time where there were so many. It's just crazy to me how it's become regressive.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right, man.
It's insane.
Because in the same era, we had Queen Latifah and Lauryn Hill, Eve, Lil Kim. They was eating. It wasn't just one.
Yeah, but also there was also rifts between those artists as well. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like, you know, there was ever a time where maybe the late 80s, early 90s, you know, with those conscious, you know, female rappers, you know, that kind of banded together. But by the mid 90s, you know what I'm saying, you definitely had Kim and Foxy. They collabed a couple times, but then they ended up taking shots at each other. You know, you had Foxy Brown beefing with other female artists at the time too, like
with TLC and you know, various people, like, you know, Kim and
remember that song, that Ladies Night song.
Ladies Night.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, with Missy and you know, there was.
It's 2018. Where's our version of that?
Yeah, it's true.
I think, didn't Remy Martin have something? I think where she tried to get all the female MCs together.
She did that for Summer Jam. Yeah, she did that for Summer Jam. She like, it was 2 years ago. She had like most of the representatives, but no song. Yeah, no song.
Yeah, no song. Nah, man, it's the way it is now, man. I don't know if we gonna get that. I mean, it's hoping, but you know, but D.Bail is right. That's been one of the knocks against Nicki for a long time, is that she doesn't really play well with other females.
Right.
Whether it's true or not, you know, or the perception, whatever, but it's been that she's kind of her, and everybody else is like, well, whatever. It's the bar, so.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And then, like I said, you know, also it's just, she feels like she is the only one. So if you're like the only one and she's making moves that no other female artist has made in terms of, you know, the records broken, the sales. So I think she's just kind of like on a one woman ship right now, to be fair. I think she's enjoying her popularity, and you know, why does she have to necessarily collab with Cardi B? You know what I'm saying? Because she's new and because she's from New York, like, you know what I'm saying? That's just like saying, you know, hey, you know, Freaky Tide is a dude that plays the same video game as you. Why don't you just collab with him and play that game with him? Like, you might not want to play with nobody else. You might just want to be on your solo stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
on your zone. Yeah.
It don't necessarily mean that she didn't like her, but it's like, just because you're a female and I'm a female, we have to collab. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so
that's true. You don't want to go into that box if you don't do something with them. Oh, that means you don't like people,
right?
Or you don't. Yeah, that's true. You got to be careful of that too.
Yeah, so
that's true.
But I think it's something that's going to be ongoing, and obviously it's not an over situation, fellas. So let's just keep our eyes on it, man. Cardi B versus Nicki Minaj, man. See what happens.
Yeah.
All right.
It'll be interesting.